to Orion Digital. You may have seen me from my music, or maybe you don't know me, which is probably the most probable answer. But this is going to be my more personal YouTube channel, and this week I am filming my favorites. Okay, so we're going to be starting with music, and I'm going to be giving you my favorite albums right now. So my first is my favorite all-time album, and that is Shore by Fleet Foxes. My favorites on that are Featherweight, Going to the Sun Road, Thymia, Cradling Mother, Cradling Woman, and the title track, Shore. First of all, love Robin's voice on this. The songwriting on this is just... the whole album feels very like vintage 70s, like camping in the mountains. I actually wrote a song called Robin in the Quarter Moon, which was inspired by the last song on this album called Shore. If you want to listen to that, it will be down below, so go check that out. Next album is Motherwell by Leith or Leith Ross. I do not know how to pronounce their first name. And my favorite track on that album is Tommy. I adore that song, and I actually covered one of their songs and I put it on TikTok, and they responded to me. And I was so surprised. I was not expecting them to respond to me. And obviously we love an indie girl, so I love Clairo, and I love her new album Sling. I love the song Amoeba, and I love Blouse, and I especially love Reaper. That's my favorite song in the whole album. I love the lyrics of that song. She talks about motherhood and the role of motherhood in a lot of people's lives, and how it's kind of just expected of you. I love how that's a theme of the whole album, and how she uses her dog Joni to express that. It's really beautiful. Last for music is Marigold by Pinegrove. I love that album. Love this tea. Personally, I love the songs No Drugs, The Alarmist, Endless, and Alcove. I think my favorite has to be Endless. It's such a COVID song. Just the last line, Hold Me Forever. I love that. Okay, next is gonna be TV and movies. The Umbrella Academy. I've already seen The Umbrella Academy once, and actually the first time I tried watching this, I hated it, and then I wanted to watch it again because my sister wanted to watch it, and I was like, okay, let's give it a try. And now I'm in love with it. Any of you who have seen the show can guess who my favorite character is, because he's everybody's favorite character, Klaus. I love Klaus. I love everything about him. Okay, no, I don't love everything about him. I don't like his substance abuse, but I love his character. I love Robert Sheehan. I love Robert's acting. I love the scenes with Klaus and Diego, and Klaus and Five are really funny, and I really love Five too. Five reminds me of my sister. Now I'm watching for the second time, and there's so many details that I didn't notice first time around. During the opening scene, I think, when they're showing the siblings, show Luther on the moon and then Allison on the red carpet. I don't want to give a spoiler, but when somebody dies, I didn't realize how they were associating colors with the children in the first scene. Like Allison on the red carpet, like they associated her with the color red, and then Luther was surrounded by everything yellow. Like it's helping us to remember who they are subconsciously. And I love watching this show in the fall. When we were watching the second to last episode, there was a huge thunderstorm outside my house, and it just like perfectly fit the vibe. And lastly, for shows is Sherlock. I've also seen Sherlock one other time. Usually I don't rewatch shows because I get bored, but I really love these shows. Favorite character is Sherlock, but I also love Eurus. And again, the second time around, there's more apparent details that I didn't notice. As I said, I usually don't rewatch shows, but I probably should, because there's things I didn't notice the first time that I noticed the second time, and it's way cooler. Like, I never realized all of the Easter eggs that are placed before Eurus is introduced into the show. Like how Mycroft is on the phone with Sherlock and says something about Redbeard, and then Sherlock gets really mad. Also when he says an east wind is coming, I never realized that. Also when Mycroft is talking to, I forget, some government official, it looks like they're at like a board meeting, and he says, oh, well, we know what happened to the third one. That completely went over my head the first time I watched it. And again, it's wonderful to watch in the fall time. It's always raining, it's always dark. Books. Here, I have my books. Okay, so when I heard that the Shadow and Bone show was going to be released, because I saw the trailer and I said, I want to watch that. So I read the trilogy, but then I realized that there are other characters woven into the show which are in these books. Now, I've finished Six of Crows, which okay, let me give a mini review. Maybe like the first 2 parts of the book. Okay, till here, heartsick. I was bored out of my mind. So boring, okay? But then the rest keeps you engaged. My only flaw. Well, now I'm reading Crooked Kingdom, and I'm running into the same problem. It's taken me, I think, about a month to read only that much. And I'm hoping it picks up soon because it's boring so far, and I'm on chapter 12. And I still haven't watched the show because I want to finish this. And I was even thinking, should I read the King of Wolves and the King of Scars, Prince of Wolves? I don't know what the next 2 are called. But I think I'm just gonna watch the show and then read those 2. Because Ravka is so inspired by Russia. Russia to me just equals winter, and I think I want to read those in the wintertime. So I think I'm just gonna watch the show and then save the books for the wintertime. Hopefully I'm done this by winter. Okay, my next book is called The Gift by Hafiz. This is a poetry collection anthology by the great Sufi master Hafiz. And I saw this in Hitomi Mochizuki's vlog, and she was reading passages from it. I thoroughly enjoyed this book. I have many tabs. Let's go to a random one. Light has painted all acts the same color, so I sit around and laugh all day with my friends. This one, I want both of us to start talking about this great love, as if you, I, and the sun were all married and living in a tiny room. I just love this book, and I love his writing. Now, my last book is not really, it is a book. You don't read it. It is the Antiquarian sticker book. I use this way more than I thought I would. And I really miss having stickers, honestly, because when I was a child, I was obsessed with stickers, and I would go to the dollar store all the time and buy killer whale stickers and dog stickers. And I love stickers. And I love this book. Look how cool it is. Who wouldn't want that? Okay, now I've never seen these 2 categories in a favorites video before. Number 1 is ideas. So I was very interested in the idea of gestures, like court gestures. And so I became very infatuated with this idea, and then my brain created characters. One of my favorite ideas was my book idea and my original characters that fell into the story. Another idea that I really like are angels. Angels terrify me, but I love them. I feel very inspired by Keaton St. James, who I haven't found their work anywhere except for Pinterest and Tumblr, but they write a lot about angels. For some reason, okay, my brain makes up like random words. I've looked it up and I don't think it's a real word, but the word glumhouse, I don't know why I love this word, and my brain keeps repeating it over and over again. I love the word glumhouse. It sounds cool, it looks cool. Glumhouse. And for some reason it reminds me of like gold miners, like coal miners. Also this idea of energy rechargers. That sounds very like weird. Like I created a list on my phone of things that like recharge my energy. I like making lists to refer back to because I forget things very easily. I like making lists, and then I get in a good routine, and then my brain is like, oh, you don't need the list anymore, so then I get rid of the list. And then in like 3 days, I need the list again. Does anyone else do that? Also, I've been very into sundials. They look very cool. Sundial. Now, the next segment is another one I have not seen, but since I am a writer, I write songs and I would love to write a book. With writing, I wrote a song called Riverland, which is I have a bit of it on my music Instagram that will also be linked below. That is like kind of like a world my brain made up that has different characters, and like I've never seen like someone create like an album or like a world that they keep adding onto. Like I know Taylor Swift did that with like the sister albums, but I've never seen someone like continually like keep doing that. I want to make an EP with songs and then like every year add to it with different characters in different places within the Riverland world. And the characters I have right now are Azrael, which is an angel, and Saint 𝙤𝙣𝙪𝙡𝙀, which is a saint, and it's like the story. It's her story inside of Riverland. I know in the Grisha verse, they have that book, The Lives of Saints, and it's like my song for Saint 𝙤𝙤𝙀 is like her story, as if that'd be cool if I made an album about saints that I just made up. The camera stopped recording by itself for some reason. I don't know why it stopped because it's still working. So it'd be really cool if someone made a Netflix show where each episode was like the life of a saint. Since I read the 𝙨𝙩𝙚𝙡 series, I really became interested in saints, and I love the way that they're written about in those books. I think they're really cool. I think it's a really cool idea. Also, I can't remember who wrote this. For writing, I've been writing about this, and I've been talking to friends about this too, that mystery is addicting. So is privacy. I think the more privacy you have, the more you crave it. And there's something so precious, like not having anyone know what you're doing. I'm Scorpio, can you tell? They're like, how come you didn't tell me? I'm like, I didn't have to. Another idea, which I can insert, I'm pretty sure I know where to find this quote. I think it's from a book or it's a poem. But two-headed calves. Also, with the Riverland thing, that is going to be an EP that I am releasing in October. I'm gonna say I'm gonna keep you posted on that, but who knows with my brain. Anyway, two-headed calves. The last thing that I've been writing about recently is August, the month of August. And I wrote that poem that's an ode to August, which is my first video on this channel. Okay, that's all of my notes. Please let me know in the comments on my Instagram, DM me what you want to see. Otherwise, I'm just gonna do whatever I want, which I probably would do anyway. Please give me cool ideas. Please give me cool ideas. Also, I think I want to make book videos, but my only problem is that I read at a turtle pace. But maybe that will be good, because I see in a lot of comments on booktube videos people who read slow like me. Maybe we can have like a turtle book club. The turtle book club. The tea is done. The video is done. Here is your invitation. Meet me back here next week. I hope I see you. Have a great rest of your day, night, life.